talked about some of those issues, and that is, I have a vision for education in the city, birth through 24. I want to focus in substantial part on early childhood education, because I believe at the end of the day, we're going to save lives from misery, and we're going to save money for the District of Columbia, because children will be so much better prepared when they get to kindergarten and first grade. Second, I want to reform special education in the District of Columbia. We have the worst special education system in the nation. It is unconscionable that last year we spent on sending kids to private schools because we didn't have the capacity in our own D.C. public schools and other systems here. We spent on private schools $166 million sending kids to private schools. Another $90 million on transporting kids in special education, and another $7 to $10 million for attorney's fees. $250 million spent on kids who would be better served in our city if we had the services available to them. And I want to reinvest some of that money as we save it. I want to restore career and technical education. I want to bring about parity between our D.C. public schools and our charter schools. Our charter schools now have 28,000 kids enrolled in them, and they are public schools just like other schools, and nobody, I think, would make the argument that a kid ought to be worth more in one educational approach than a child is worth in another educational approach. We ought to bring about parity. I want to work to be able to get rid of the hostile way in which the University of the District of Columbia has been created by the We have 15 members of the Board of Trustees, and we have 10 vacancies today because we haven't gotten a sufficient number of qualified candidates to be recommended for the board, and I have refused to move on people who are not qualified to help this university. I am committed to creating the best possible community college that we can have in the District of Columbia, bringing our students back from Northern Virginia, from Montgomery County and Prince George's County, because I know we can serve them well here. That's why they now come back to school. They have P.R. Harris, and a lease has been signed for the headquarters of the community college at 801 North Capitol Street, Northeast. We will have, under my leadership, a competitive, robust, birth through 24 education system in the District of Columbia. And I'm going to work to get our people back to work again. We're going to have workforce development strategy as part of an economic development strategy so that we will prepare people for jobs that we know exist. We will prepare people for jobs that are bursting in the District of Columbia. And frankly, if you are a contractor in the District of Columbia and you don't hire our people, you will not do business any longer with the District of Columbia. We're going to bring fiscal responsibility back so that we can once again brag about our fund balance and say that we've got the most robust fund balance in the nation, that we will get it back above $1 billion again as times get better, and then we protect those dollars. And then finally, if we can't say by 2014 that we have more ability to control our destiny in the District of Columbia, we will have failed. We need to use Emancipation Day as an opportunity once a year to bring people together and hopefully celebrate a strategy that we have put in place to increase self-determination in the city. It's high time we stop having these rallies where we get 50 and 75 people. We have got to rally the people in this city to say enough is enough, and if we have to go to coffee in the Potomac, then that's what we ought to do.